Two of my favorite things to build in Minecraft are bridges and villages. So today my plan is to take those two things, smush them together, and build a village entirely on top of a bridge. Now the bridge itself is of course going to have to be pretty substantial, certainly bigger than the two largest bridges I've got in my world, due to the fact it's, got to fit an entire town on top of it. So we're going to be building it somewhere over here, across this pretty large gap over the lake. Just to give you a rough idea, here is the size of the bridge. Pretty large. Could definitely fit a town on it, I think, although it still probably is going to be a bit of a squeeze. Ever since 1.21, I've been a little bit obsessed with the new tuff blocks, which is why I've decided to build the entire bridge out of tuff. Maybe not the smartest idea as far as resource gathering is concerned, but I think it'll be worth it. And besides, I've gone ahead and done that part already. Not to mention all of the materials needed for the actual village. Yeah, this is quite the project. One step at a time, I think. Let's do the bridge first. You know my favorite part about this bridge? It's got its own very little mini game. You see these holes? I can fly through every single one of these. And obviously, the more you go through, they get progressively harder and smaller. The first two aren't too bad, but the last one, the last one's a bit of a squeeze. Can we do it? Kind of. Hit my head, but I made it. Oh, perfect. Smooth as butter. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I need to get back to it though. So this bridge is quite the size. We've got a lot of room here. Enough to fit 24 houses on top of. And honestly, probably more, but as I already said, it's gonna be pretty tight in here, so I don't want to overdo it too much. Now I spent a lot of time deliberating on how these houses were gonna look. Originally, I was just going to pick a handful of blocks to use as my palette and make a bunch of houses, just changing up the shape as opposed to the colours. In the end, I scrapped that idea, and I've decided to go for a very, very colourful approach and make every single house have a different block palette. It might not look as good as it could, but it's definitely going to be more interesting. Now, I'm not crazy. As you can see, I'm not changing literally every block for all of the houses. It's basically just the walls and the roof blocks. Every single house is going to have oak pillars and the spruce as a kind of outline for everything. So we do have a little bit of cohesion going on here. It's not just a big jumbled mess. You may also notice I've got a couple of workstations dotted around outside the houses, and that's because I would really like to get some villagers actually moving and walking around in here. All of the houses are actually decorated on the inside with a bed, if I can fit it in, that is. Some of them are a little bit cramped, but I've made it work just about. And I think it could just be pretty cool having some actual movement with the people, or villagers, living inside of here. So I should probably get ahead of myself a bit and start breeding some. I'm hopeful this will be close enough that it'll still be in render distance, thus continue to make villager babies. I guess I won't really know for certain until I come back and check, but you guys take that and get busy. Okay, I will be back soon. Oh, it is going to look so cool from over here when it's all done. We've only got the 3 houses so far and already I'm liking it. These 2 towers are here simply to break up the vast amount of houses we're going to have along here. I think come the end of all the building, it'll be nice just to have this barrier just splitting up all of the different colors and have something a little bit simpler right in the center. Plus, they come with bells, and who doesn't like that? We've also got 2 grindstones at the top, which I'm hoping a couple of our villagers will latch onto and actually make their workstation. That could be pretty sweet, seeing a couple of villagers hanging up the top of the towers here. Which reminds me, let's actually go and check and see if we've got any new ones. I can definitely hear some villager noises. Oh, sorry minecart. Let you go on your way first of all. There we are. What have we got down here? Well, that is quite the trio. A sheep, a chicken, and a baby villager. I'll just leave them to it. We have still got a fair amount of waiting to do before we're ready to move any villagers in, which means I've got plenty of time to get back to building. Let's see if we can get all of the houses this side of the bridge finished. I am loving this. It just feels super cozy to walk around in. Everything's so close quartered and all the nooks and crannies and little offshoots and alleyways. It's really got a certain feeling around here and I am a big fan. And not forgetting it's all on a bridge, which is just a plus at this point. But there are so many different blocks and colors. I did use Latmatica just to help me out a little bit, and even with that it was still a pain in the butt. All in all though, I think the mass amount of color variation going on around here has actually turned out pretty well. I think it looks great. Maybe not so much if they were standalone houses, but packed together this close with all of the others, I think it actually works. I do have to show you this though. One of my favorite parts about this side of the village, and we're going to have some others on the opposite side too. Here it is. We got this tiny little gap between the houses here that you can go down and actually onto this little platform here, and you just get an overview of the surrounding area and you can see all the supports for the rest of the houses. I think it's just a neat little addition. And because we got the fence gate, the villagers can't escape. I was very careful about all of that when I was building. Okay, this is definitely not in render distance. We've still got the single baby villager who hasn't grown up, and somehow an extra chicken. So I think I'm gonna AFK over here and see if I can get more than just the single villager. There's something weird about this time lapse. Look at the animals. They don't move. Sure, they spin, but they're not walking anywhere, and I don't know why. They're moving around now. They were just frozen in place, but either way, after a little bit of waiting around, we have got some villagers. At least 3. Yeah, definitely 3 in there. But we're definitely going to need more than that, so we'll have to top them up again at some point, but for right now, I want to get back to building. By the way, I'm taking name suggestions. Bridgetown is not final. If you got a good idea, let me know in the comments. Anyway, I suppose we can go ahead and get started on the other side. Actually, before I forget, because I definitely will if I don't do it right now, I think we could do with having a pathway through the forest here. That way our Bridgetown will be connected up with the horse area over here. It's the little things that really bring the world together, like connecting your builds with pathways. It really does help. Bridgetown is officially complete. All 26 houses are now finished, and is it obvious that the half we've just done is the half that I did second when it came to designing this thing? The block choices are just that little bit more extreme. Take this house at the end here. We've got red mushrooms for the walls, and then a purple roof. Who in their right mind uses any of those 2 blocks at all, let alone combining them? Yeah, it doesn't look great. I'm not trying to convince you of that. It doesn't. It's weird. But this was the last house that I did in the entire thing, and I'd used pretty much every single block that had a slab or stair variant. So purple, and this was what I was left with. Not ideal, but it actually weirdly fits in with everything else. I gotta say, I had a really fun time designing this build. I've never really made terrace houses before, houses that are sharing a wall, they're connected, you know? I've never done that, and it was tricky, I gotta say. You gotta make the houses look different from one another so that they don't just look like the same building, but obviously they're right by each other, so it's kind of hard to do that. That's part of the reason why I picked all of the weird blocks that I'm using. And it definitely worked, because you can quite clearly see that all of these are different houses. And if I had have just picked the same block palette for every single building, it would have just looked like a big jumbled mess, I think. And it's just kind of weird looking, which honestly, I like that. I like that a lot. Something that I haven't done yet, which I am pretty excited for, is to take a look from far away. I'm thinking if we could just get up to the super smelter building here, and that hopefully should be far enough away where we can see it all. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that looks pretty sweet, I gotta say. I love the chimney smoke. I love all the different colors from back here. We're so far away you can't really see all of the weird little bits with the buildings, which I like. I like being back here. This is a good view. Up here on the observatory, maybe even better. It's nearly out of render distance, but not quite. We can just about see it down there. Just about. So in our village, we have 21 beds, which I'm hoping we should be able to get a villager for every single one of those. At the moment, we're sitting at whatever this number is. Probably not 21, but it's a good start. So I think, let's see if we can start moving some of them over. Yep, your eyes did not deceive you. The minecart caught yet another chicken to add to the pile. And there we go. That is one very long villager railway. Let's see who's going to be the first victim. Or not victim, they're actually going somewhere nice for once. It's a baby. That is not ideal, but it's better than a chicken. This guy is booking it. I can't even start to catch up with him. I put way too many powered rails down. I'm going to have to fly. Now, I have double, triple, quadruple checked everywhere around here so that I know it is completely safe. There isn't any spawnable spots. There's nowhere the villagers can get out. They should be... Oh, sorry, sir. Let me let you through. There you go. That was just so you can't escape. You're stuck now. They should be completely safe. However, I don't really trust them as a baby, so you're just going to get pushed over there until you're grown up, I think. Let's see if we can get one that isn't a baby this time. It's a chicken. Okay, stop right there. You're not going to the village. You know what? Never mind. The village can have a chicken. There we go. That's what I was hoping for. An actual full-grown villager. Well, this is some trio. Alright, chicken, there you go. Welcome to the village. Have a free walk around. I think you actually might be able to escape somewhere, but you hopefully cannot. And fingers crossed, you go ahead. No, 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 no. The one place you're not allowed to go. No. Hopefully, he goes and finds a workstation. He's become a fisherman. Who'd have thought? With all the barrels around, I can't say I'm surprised. This guy has actually found the bed up here already, which is quite impressive. I didn't think they'd be able to locate this one quite so easily. I have just thought though, we have a couple of balconies like this one. I think this one in particular, I can crouch and get under here, but the villagers can't do that. We have a couple that they could potentially just walk off, but they shouldn't have much need to. Like, there's nothing down here for them to get, so I'm hoping they don't decide to jump off. I guess if we spy any villagers in the water, we know there's an escape point somewhere. Oh, you've grown up. Okay, cool. I guess I can test you as the next guy. Where are you gonna go? Off this way. Okay, where are you heading? The composter, a farmer. Good choice. You wait here, buddy. I'm gonna go get your friends. This has gone surprisingly smoothly. I'm pretty sure every villager has a job, even the chickens here. Have you got a job, or are you just... Oh, you want the grindstone. You want the grindstone real bad. I don't know how he's got on the roof, but I'm gonna break that, I think. You go find another profession elsewhere, sir. The grindstone weaponsmith, it doesn't suit you. Oh, perfect, leather worker. There we are. That was easy. I think these two over here are the only two villagers in the entire place without a profession, and that's because they want the barrels. Made a bit of a mistake using these in the build. I try not to, but they just look so good. I have to use them sometimes. You know what? It doesn't hurt to have a couple of unemployed villagers around. They can just hang about in that building. That's absolutely fine. And besides, it's not like I'm actually going to be trading with these guys. Well, this was a bit of a happy accident. When I was designing this place, I put the bells here just because I thought they looked good. Completely forgot about the gathering mechanic. At the end of every day, once they've finished their work, they come and gather and chat by the village bell, which just so happens to be right in the center here in probably the most open spot around. So yeah, I can safely say that has worked out for the best. So there we go, everybody. That's going to do it for today's episode. I have had a blast putting this build together and am really happy with the final outcome, but let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now. Don't worry, I saw him too. Here he is in the act, jumping off the balcony, over the fence and into freedom. Not to fear, he's back inside now, safely at his workstation, and I fixed a problem with the house. So hopefully that shouldn't happen again. We can all calm down.